Our poultry judge for this evening is Lily Gill from West Union, Ohio. She has shown chickens and turkeys for 10 years and has her accounting degree from MSJ and is currently getting her MBA. Let's give her a round of applause. A reminder that the order for sweepstakes will be chickens, rabbits, horses, goats, sheep, beef, dairy goats, and concluding with hogs. The Junior Fair Board is participating in Farm Credit Mid-America's Stock the Trailer contest. Counties compete to collect non-perishable food to donate to local food shelters. Our donation will stay in Adams County with all food going to the Interfaith House. Members will be using our participation award money to process and donate our fair chickens. We have members in pink shirts walking around if you can spare $1 or $2. All donations will be used to purchase canned food for our trailer. We collected over $300 last night and would appreciate any donation. In the past, our group has won and received $5,000 that help support our junior fair. Thank you again for any and all donations. Let's give it up for Colleen and Levi. Guys, that was Megan, my bad. Let's give it up for Kinsley and Jackson. the traditional exit of the ring.
That was all over. Putting the bunnies back in the basket.
Will be our horse class.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and have since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in you hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief.
If you're buying, selling, considering an auction, or just thinking about starting the process, don't worry. The team of experts at Walker Real Estate Advisors and Hess Auction Company are here to guide you every step of the way. From property valuations to negotiations, listings, showings, open houses, auctions, and beyond, they have you covered. Reach out to one of the professional experts today to see what they can do for you. Find out more online at HessAuctionCo.com or call Walker Real Estate Advisors at 937-402-4092. Proud supporters of the 134th Annual Adams County Fair.
never seen her show horses. Watch how he moves around. Watch how this guy has to move around. Hey babe, I saw your mommy earlier. You were at the mommy show. And where are you? Well, she and that's what I'm saying. And you're looking for food. Not food and yours. Oh, you were in the urgent care section. No problem. That's when you'll see me. Because when I get sick, I don't know if I get it. But I'm going to see her.
Let's give it up for Shane. Next up is Jace Michael.
See how they have to work well. They're getting okay.
Let's give it up for Jace. Next up is Megan Holbrook.
They do a borrow somebody's.
Oh, really?
So it makes you fabulous. I did a quick lesson. Yes.
Let's give it up for Colin.
I like it.
Probably not as good as you were and all that. All the work.
Next up is Isabella Simmers.
Oh, no.
My bad, Isabella Thompson.
This is pretty good.
I guess we got it. I'm sure you will work too.
She said it is.
Women in there. Sometimes I like it. Like the one held up here. I used to have Dr. Davis. She was never around. Now I see Carol.
She said it was a good.
He was very bland. He seemed like a true doctor, like, no personality, probably very smart, like,
We're done.
Let's give it up for Isabella. Next up is Kinsley Cornett.
That's Aaron.
Let's give it up for Kinsley. Next is Colleen Meyer. Let's give it up for Colleen. That concludes our horse class. Let's give it up for everyone.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu. ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
All right, she's going back for round 2. There we go, Shay. Let's clean it up. Now, entering the ring is our GOAT Showmanship Sweepstakes class! We got a flopper. I don't think that goat's very happy, guys. I'll let you guys be the judge. Which one do you think wins the yelling competition?
The perfect treat to beat the heat this summer is at Crave Dairy Bar in Seaman, your favorite stop for soft serve, conies, and smiles. Whether you're craving something sweet or something hearty, we've got what you're looking for. Call and order today at 937-386-7145. And don't forget to like and follow them on Facebook, Crave Dairy Bar in Seaman, where cravings come true. A proud sponsor of the 2025 Adams County Fair.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Do you remember personal service? Real personal service? Not self-service. Not that push a button and talk to somebody in another country service. The kind of service that you get because people are actually nice, they care, and they really want you to be satisfied. Think that doesn't exist anymore? Think again. Contact the Hazelbaker Insurance Agency in West Union at 937-544-5544 or stop by their office at 100 East Mulberry Street. You've worked hard for what you have. They'll work hard to protect it.
Looking for your dream home, buying or selling in the Southern Ohio area? Real estate agent Abigail Nichols at Wilson Realtors is here to help you. With expert knowledge, personalized service, and a commitment to finding you your perfect home, Abigail makes real estate easy. Call her today at 937-728-2225 or email at nicholsreal24@gmail.com today. Visit wilsonrealtors.net and let Abigail Nichols turn your real estate dreams into reality. Abigail Nichols, your trusted hometown realtor.
Now entering the ring is our chic Showmanship Sweepstakes class.
matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained, because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
If you're buying, selling, considering an auction, or just thinking about starting the process, don't worry. The team of experts at Walker Real Estate Advisors and Hess Auction Company are here to guide you every step of the way. From property valuations to negotiations, listings, showings, open houses, auctions, and beyond, they have you covered. Reach out to one of the professional experts today to see what they can do for you. Find out more online at HessAuctionCo.com or call Walker Real Estate Advisors at 937-402-4092. Proud supporters of the 134th Annual Adams County Fair.
Sheep for 12 years, beef for 5 years, and swine for 2, as well as raising her own herd of beef cattle for 10 years. She attends Southern State Community College as a nursing major. Let's give her a round of applause. Now entering the ring is our beef showmanship sweepstakes class. Mr. Beef Peters.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu. ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com. Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union.
Now entering the ring for the Prairie Goats is Colleen and Megan. They might be a little stubborn though, guys. And a little vocal. These very goats are going to be in for a treat, guys. Let's give Colleen and Megan a round of applause. These goats don't want a lot, guys. Just pick it up, Vivi. Now entering the ring is Shane and Callan. And he's rolling. He's under. guys.
Local ag businesses W.C. Milling and Seaman Farm Garden and Pet Center are proud supporters of the Adams County Junior Fair. W.C. Milling is your source for Right Way feeds and Kent feeds, plus custom feed grinding and mixing that can be delivered right to you. W.C. Milling has also added light hardware, from nuts and bolts to screws and grease fittings. Keep your animals happy and healthy with a visit to your locally owned and operated ag businesses, W.C. Milling and Seaman Farm Garden and Pet Center, your trusted partner in agriculture since 1978.
whatever 4-H club you represent, and then whatever species you represent. Can we do that? We can remind you what
Hi, my name is Levi Tanner. I'm 16 years old. I'm representing Stirring Up Dust 4-H group, and I'm here for the horse species.
Hi, my name is Jackson Baldwin. I go to North Adams. I'm representing Jacksonville Clovers, and I show lambs.
Hi, I'm Jason Michael. I'm 13. I'm representing Barnyard Kids, and I show pigs.
My name's Kinsley Cornett. I'm 17. I go to North Adams, and I show beef.
Hello, my name is Calvin Vogler. I am 15, go to Peebles High School. I'm in the Rocks and Roots 4-H Club, and am representing the Poultry Barn.
My name is Colleen Meyer. I am homeschooled. I represent the Country Crew 4-H Club, and I represent dairy goats.
My name is Megan Holbrook, and I am 9. My name is Megan Holbrook, and I am 9, and I represent the Country Crew 4-H Club, and I am homeschooled, and I show goats.
My name is Isabella Hawkins. I'm in Unity Farmers 4-H group from Peebles High School, 14 years old, and I'm showing dairy cattle.
Hello, my name is Shane Taylor. I represent Green Hustlers 4-H Club. I'm 15, and my species is rabbits.
All right, so I know that I had you all name your species, but I've seen several of you in different barns this week, so we're going to go through everything. If you show beef cattle ever, raise your hand. If you've shown a dairy cow, a hog, a sheep, a goat, a dairy goat, probably just Colleen, a rabbit, and any type of poultry. Did I miss one? Yeah. Okay, Levi. Horses. Look, guys, it's just Levi. So I know that some of you have had since the beginning of the week to prepare, and some of you have had today. So let's go through, and all of you can tell us which animal you felt the most comfortable with and the animal you were the most nervous about showing.
The two I was most comfortable with was the feeder calves, beef feeder calves, and the rabbits. And then the two struggles for me was my hog was not cooperating with me that much, and my sheep was, I'm not very comfortable with sheep. I just don't like them.
Wait, what was the question? I was most comfortable with the dairy cows and probably the least comfortable with the chicken because I thought I was going to drop it.
I'm most comfortable with market goats and least comfortable with rabbits.
I was most comfortable with meat and dairy goats and probably least comfortable with probably the dairy cow or beef cow. So.
I was obviously most comfortable with poultry because that's what I show. And I was least comfortable probably with either the hog or the goat that wouldn't cooperate with me.
I was the most comfortable with the beef, and then I was the least comfortable with the poultry.
I was the most comfortable with the pigs and least comfortable with the chickens.
I was most comfortable with the sheep and least comfortable with the horses.
I was definitely most comfortable with my horse. I was the least comfortable. There were a couple that got a little rowdy, but I'd probably say that rabbit, he gave me a run for my money.
How many of you have rabbit scratches?
Yeah, you want to see?
Both. So about all of you. Who thinks they won? And who thinks they got dead last? None of you thought you did well. I watched. You all did well in at least one thing. Wow. So who went around to every barn and worked and learned how to show everything and got your hands on every single animal?
This week?
Yeah. And how many of you decided I'm going to wing the entire thing? Okay. Hey guys, they're taking longer than I thought. You ready? All right, well, we're going to hand it over to Darby. She's going to thank all of our judges.
Okay, first, let's give everyone a hand. This is one of my favorite shows of the week. I spent all week trying to find judges. I just want to thank everyone who stayed out this late and all the fans for sitting and watching these kids. This is truly like our youth, and I love that they can come out here and just have fun. I will say that we ended with a tie for first place. So we had to go to a tiebreaker, which is where we take your highest score and lowest score and we subtract them, and the one with the least difference won. So if someone had the top first and they only got fourth in a class, their difference would be 3. But if you got first in a class and got 9th in a class, your difference would be 8th. So our third would go over the 8th. So that's how that was decided per our rule book. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Annie, and she's going to tell you bottom to top and who our showman of showmen is.
Thank you. Are you all like racing? Or some of you just want to get this over with? All right. In 9th is Levi Chambers. 8th is Callan Vogler. 7th is Megan Holbrook. 6th is Colleen Meyer. 5th is Jace Michael. 4th is Isabella Hawkins. 3rd is Kinsley Cornett. All right, guys. And our 2025 Showmanship Sweepstakes winner is Shane Taylor! Shane, here is your 2025 Sweepstakes belt buckle. Let's give them all one more round of applause. As you all are leaving, if you could help us all by picking up trash for the sale tomorrow, that would be greatly appreciated. Junior Fair Board members, please report to the breezeway to get further instructions for sale setup. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Rewatch this video and many more on demand at goodguysradiotv.com.